You give your best friend a hug to let them know that you love them, so it only makes sense that you'd give your furry friend a hug to show your love, right? Sorry to break it to you, but dogs hate hugs, and you may not know this, but he also hates it when you pet him on the head or when you clean too much. How would you feel if someone reached their hand towards your face? You'd most likely pull your head back and lean away, as you'd consider it an invasion of space. Similarly, dogs don't like being patted on the head. It's a personal space issue for them. Instead of the face, try to go for the back or rear, especially right around their tail area. Speaking of forcing yourself into an area that the dog's not comfortable with, let's talk about dressing dogs up. Although we can't argue that a dog dressed as the FedEx man that carries a package or a lion is the cutest thing ever, most dogs hate dressing up. While some dogs will be okay with a shirt, most dogs hate anything on their feet or heads. So next time, skip the Mexican hat for Cinco de Mayo. Dogs also have hair or fur that maintains their body temperature, so adding additional layers isn't the best to allow for regulation of temperature. Not only is the inability to control body temperature scary, so are scary movies. Horror movies have spikes in the music and loud noises that are designed for you to feel emotions, but dogs' sense of hearing is better and it'll frighten them. They can also smell your fear, so when you fear the man on TV, dogs might perceive it as a real threat. Another thing that they might see as a threat is getting woken up unexpectedly. To them, there must be a danger waiting for them to solve if you have to wake them up from their sweet dream. If your dog is getting older, they'll hate it even more as they sleep heavier as they age. No matter their age, dogs hate when you become the mediator and break up their wrestling match with the other dogs. Dogs use wrestling matches to play, communicate, and learn how to control their bites, and if you break those up, they might not develop those social skills properly. So let your dog play. If your dog or his playmate looks frightened, has their tail tucked, is trying to get away or hide, you do have to become their savior and break them apart. Speaking of being apart, dogs often have a sense of separation anxiety when you leave the home. They love you and your smell, and if you're a clean freak who constantly cleans the house to the spotless level, dogs will hate it because your smell will be replaced with cleaning product smells. Speaking of smells, dogs dislike strong fragrances due to their sensitive sense of smell. Using heavily scented shampoos or air fragrances can harm them and cause irritation. In response, they might set out and roll in unpleasant smells like poop to mask the strong smell. To keep the dog from running away, you might invest in a tight leash, but a tight leash is something that they will also hate. Dogs love to explore with their noses, and a tight leash limits their ability to be explorers. If possible to do so safely, allow your dog to run around free in spaces, and you'll see their face light up. And if you want to see their face light up even more, stop being boring. Dogs hate being bored, and while they might look perfectly content on the couch, dogs love to be engaged and do exciting walks or solving puzzles. Get them the puzzle toy today. Now, you're thinking how else you can love on your dog, and since your love language is words of affirmation, you assume that dogs love words. While your dog loves hearing their favorite words and phrases and the sound of your happy tone of voice, too many words are something dogs hate. They can only learn certain words, so adding in too many will be confusing. Kiss, or keep it simple and stupid, is preferred. Speaking of words, dogs hate when you tell them everything is fine. It's easier if you show them everything is fine by being calm and happy, as they have a much easier time picking up your emotions and tone of voice than on your words. Dogs also love when you keep your word and don't deviate from the schedule. They love routine and get anxious if it's not followed. Along with some other Americans who are pushing back on time changes, they hate daylight savings time and fallback time as it throws off their routine. They might be barking at you at 6 a.m. during the fallback time change to get their usual 7 a.m. breakfast. To expand on deviations from the schedule, dogs also hate surprise birthday parties, even if it comes with plenty of treats. They'll get confused while you're celebrating and will most likely join as you'll be happy, but they like their schedule more. Although we just spent the last couple of seconds discussing how much dogs love routine, they hate badly timed walks. Dogs always want to go on their scheduled walk, right? Not exactly. Even though they love routine, they might not be willing to go outside if the pavement is too hot or if it's too cold in the morning during the winter months. Another deviation dogs hate is different rules for different people in the house. Do you allow your dog on the bed but your husband doesn't? Or maybe you allow things only during certain times? The dog can sleep with you when your husband is away but not when he's home? Can your dog be on the couch at your house but not at your sister's house? That's confusing and can lead to frustration and anxiety, along with destructive behavior. They can also become destructive if you tease them with treats. While it might be cute if your dog can hold a donut on its muzzle for a long time, it's no fun for them. Treats should be used as rewards, not as a tease. No one likes a tease. Being a tease with a fake ball throw is also high on the hate scale. Okay, you got them. They ran for the ball that wasn't thrown. Are you proud of yourself for giving them false hope? Speaking of playing, not all dogs like to socialize. Although they're pack animals, some dogs hate socializing and spending time with other dogs. So while a dog park is what you would consider fun, some dogs might not like it depending on their playmates. Observe your dog to figure out if he likes the dog park. If they don't like the dog park, they must love you staring at them. You love their big expressive eyes, and staring will be a good bonding moment, right? Incorrect. A stare can make a dog feel intimidated, pressured, uncomfortable, and confused. Create bonding through quality time spent together, not through deep stares. Talking about depth, dogs hate when you make them apologize for their mistakes. While there's a growing number of videos that show that the dog knows it's guilty, the truth is that they aren't sorry they destroyed your newest pair of shoes. They're simply reacting to your tone of voice. If your dog is destructive, he'll hate you for not having any rules. While we might think that they'll love the freedom, dogs need rules to know where they fall within the pack or chain of command. Although you might be at the top of the pack, they hate when you blame them for your farts. We all know it was you, Karen. What else does your dog hate? Lots of experience can lead the dog to develop a negative connotation, so dogs with different experiences can have different dislikes. For example, my dog hates German Shepherds because one attacked him when he was little. Now, no matter if the German Shepherd is a well-trained gentle giant, he fears all of them. Other big dogs don't scare him at all. We've been working on overcoming that fear and creating positive experiences with German Shepherds, but it's a work in progress. For the last thing your dog hates, we'll explain why your dog hates when you hug them. The dog only loves it because they love you. Hugs are an act of dominance and can make them feel threatened. While they'll most likely tolerate it with grace because the hug is coming from you, they most likely will not consider it an act of love. They also hate when you kiss them, so avoid all those acts of human love that your dog secretly hates. Let us know in the comments what your dog dislikes.